Hey guys, we're the Dorkeries.
We're the Dorkeries.
We are.
I am.
And so am I.
So are you.
Together we are the Dorkeries. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining our channel. We have something new and exciting today, Lady Dorkery. We're starting.
I'm very excited.
You know, we've got Disney videos, we've got Universal videos, we've got CGC unboxings, we got comic hauls. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're starting a new series called
Comic Character Crash Course.
So,
And this is exciting for me because it means I get to read comics, which is
What?
my favorite thing.
you mean you're not supposed to just slap them and put them on the wall?
I get to read them. I get to dork out. To
Yes.
me, that's what it's all about. The endless amount of things that you can dive into, gain knowledge, follow threads in a million different ways. That's what dorking is about to me. It's about
like it.
never-ending possibilities of binge watching, binge reading, binge collecting.
Yes.
And then binge traveling if you can find the places to go to follow that. But,
yes.
So
I think what he wanted to do here was pick out characters that maybe not everybody knows about.
Correct.
Everybody knows Spider-Man. Everybody knows Iron Man. Everybody knows Superman and Batman. So we're going to pick out maybe some of those characters that, who knows, maybe they'll be the MCU one day. Maybe they already have just in a small role. Maybe they're going to get bigger. Or maybe they're just really fun characters that remind us of someone else. So the first one that I thought, what would be a great thing, something kind of dazzle us with, is someone who reminds me a lot of you, Lady Dorkery.
why would that be?
Because she's always singing. This lady is always singing, using her songs and her sounds to create a new type of energy. I think you're always trying to do
I
that.
love all your little tie-ins.
Yeah,
I think that you should show your comic cover
All right,
first.
so who are we talking about?
We're talking about the
Dazzler.
Dazzler.
So here's Dazzler's first appearance.
First appearance.
XMen number 130. So John Romita Jr. cover right here. Lady Dorkery, this is a copy that I want to get upgraded one day. This is not kind of my final one that I want in my collection. But it's good for our video today.
It's so pretty for her first appearance, and that she gets the cover.
Yep.
I think she deserves the
Yep.
cover.
Is there origin in here?
Yes.
Yep.
Well. I guess I don't know. I guess I need to clarify what you mean by origin. This is her first appearance.
Gotcha.
If you mean because I think origin means like where she got her powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's not in there.
I gotcha.
It's just her first appearance.
First appearance.
Also, the fact that this is John Romita cover is because John Romita Jr. had the job of creating her look and her.
Very cool.
He was the first artist on creating her.
So I think that there's some things too that they really wanted to do more than just have her as a comic book character. Like they wanted her to be even bigger than a comic book
so
character.
that's how this started. So that's why I wanted to save my cover for next, because I actually have the first issue of Dazzler
in her
comic
own series.
In her own series. So yours came out in 1978.
Yep.
And
79.
mine. Oh,
a great
does
year.
it say 79?
Yeah.
Okay, yours came out in 1979, but mine didn't come out until 1981. So that I didn't do any research on Dazzler before I started reading. I just started reading, and then whatever things piqued my interest, I was like, I'm curious what that's about. So I was curious. I didn't even know Drew had that comic, but I was curious why the comic was written in 1981, but the cover art was done in 1979. And so that got me trying to figure out, well, that's
maybe it
really
took a really
weird.
long time for them to pick up that
Well,
series.
so what I found out is that Miss Alice Donenfeld, who was a VP at Marvel, like you said, wanted to have a music label, movie, comic character crossover. And they commissioned that in 1978 with John Romita Jr. being the artist.
Gotcha.
So that is why she did an appearance there.
Yep.
Okay, but here's what happened, because we've never got a Dazzler movie. This part makes me sad. I like to create things. I like to write. It always makes me sad when I see somebody put their heart and soul into something.
Yeah.
And it gets canceled.
Aww.
Always. I whine about it all the time. Firefly said, what? Don't even get me started. But, so here's what happened. The film company, which was Filmworks,
okay,
wanted Bo Derek to
Ah.
play Dazzler. See, this caught my attention. This is one of the other things I was really confused about. Because I was like, why does this cover look like a movie poster and issue number 2 looks like a comic book? This
I've
was
always
another
wondered
thing.
that myself.
Because this is a movie poster. This is supposed to look like Bo Derek. And then we skip completely over that and we go to a comic book
like,
character.
that movie didn't get picked up.
But here's what makes me sad about it.
Okay.
Is that John Romita Jr. wanted to draw Dazzler to look like Grace Jones.
Okay.
Who
Is that a
was-
princess?
Grace Jones was a black disco artist.
Oh, cool.
In the 70s. She's very popular. She's still popular today.
Very cool.
But the film company wanted to promote Bo Derek.
Okay.
So Marvel had to give in to the film company. So they lost that creative right. But then Bo Derek agreed to do the movie only if her husband could direct it.
Oh, Lord.
So the film company said, no, the whole thing gets thrown in the garbage can.
All because she wanted her husband to
The
direct?
whole thing gets thrown in the garbage
Jeez
can.
Louise.
That's
Where
so
was Kevin
disappointing.
Feige at? He would have fixed
so
all that.
disappointing. Not only did John Romita Jr. have to throw away his first original idea, which that he did want to make her a black disco artist,
Which would have been great.
which would have been awesome because I looked up Grace Jones. I looked at all her pictures. Everything about her is disco to me.
Okay, cool.
But then the movie gets scrapped altogether. So he lost his first creative, and then he didn't even get to make the movie. Which I wonder personally, and it could have nothing to do with it, I wonder personally if that is why John Romita Jr., Grace Jones, John Romita Jr. only stayed on for 3 issues of Dazzler.
He's like, this hurts too much.
I feel like it possibly could have hurt.
Yeah.
That
was like,
no movie
just
came
a
of it.
reminder all the time that this just didn't go where I wanted it to go.
I know that was a lot of boring knowledge.
No, that was fantastic.
That kind of
I didn't
stuff,
know that.
I like to know that. I wanted to know what happened to this because this looked like a movie cover.
Yeah.
How did we go from this to this?
Yeah.
And that's how. But do you want to know about Dazzler?
Please!
Because still, this is the Dazzler we're with. We don't complain. We love the Dazzler that we're with. She's beautiful.
Yes.
And her story is beautiful.
Okay.
So, I am really intrigued. Of course, you guys know that I song my words. I sing song a lot of stuff. I've been told to shut up many times in my life.
Not by me.
But so it's really cool. So basically the Dazzler is a singer. The comics tell us that her father demanded she go to law school and she said no. Her father disowned her because she wanted to become a singer. And so she went to New York to become a singer.
Yep. Where else should she go?
But what people don't know about her at first is that she's a mutant. And I don't know if her father knows that about her. But she is a mutant that absorbs sound and turns it into light.
Yep.
And light energy and lasers. At first you think so what can light do? But she can shoot lasers. And if you read the comic series, which I read all of the comics that came out in the first year. Yeah. So I read everything from 1981.
Yeah, 1 through 10, right?
Yeah, I'm on a cliffhanger. Okay. So I don't know what comes out in 1982.
I gotta get 11. The series keeps going for a while.
But it's really cool because the more that she learns that she can literally, there's no end to how much energy. It's not even just light energy. She can absorb. She absorbs sound energy. She can absorb any energy waves, and there's no limit to how many she can
transform it
into light.
Into light.
Laser beams, lights, blinding light that basically disrupts the whole room.
Light that takes on a physical essence, is right?
Yeah. So that's what we kind of see here that. So
legend. Legends!
What her dream is she really wants to be a performer, and she really wants to dazzle people with, she kind of does her own light show. So she needs no light crew. She needs none of that. She performs. She has magnetic skates that she carries in her purse and pops on whenever she needs them. She has a purse that
doesn't carry those.
She has a purse that is on her at all times, and when she does encounter trouble, she has this little radio that's about this big that she pops on and plays music.
Oh.
And so if she
she absorbs that music.
Absorbs that music
and puts out
light to fight attackers. Her first attackers that we see are really just like bad guys in an alley, and that's where we really see because she's coming home.
Well, she's in New York, right?
She's coming home from a gig late at night.
In New York.
Yeah, her only gigs that she gets so far are like really gross back disco places.
I gotcha.
So she gets followed home at night. I love her little, one of my favorite things as a girl is I love her little disco ball she wears around her neck.
Yeah.
And they kind of did this legend to look like the first cover.
Ah.
So the only thing that really annoys me about this is that it looks just like the first cover, except that the arms are different.
Okay.
I don't know why this bothers me, but her microphone should be in the other hand. And she's doing her.
Is the microphone, can the microphone come out of her hand?
But it's a different hand. So if
gotcha.
I moved that to that hand.
I got you, because her hand's like that.
Yeah, if I move that to that hand, it would be wrong.
I got you.
But also, to this cover, it also really makes me curious that this picture was designed to look like Bo Derek. So who was going to play the Enchantress?
Farrah Fawcett.
I doesn't look like Farrah Fawcett. I'm just saying, you can tell they made these to look like actual people.
Yes.
So who was going to play Enchantress?
Oh, that looks like Alice from Brady Bunch.
Quit you. Okay, but so in the first cover, as you can see, we have Nightcrawler, we have Iron Man, we have Spider-Man. This is a really...
Are they in that issue?
They are.
Cool.
This is a really cool thing about Dazzler, is that in one issue... Can I just go through them?
Absolutely.
So here you have, she's with the XMen, she's with Spider-Man, she's with the Avengers, all in this first issue, and I'm going to come back to that one.
Okay.
And then as you can see in the second issue, she's battling Enchantress. And it actually shows...
They're like rivals, right?
In the first two issues.
Yeah.
So, it even shows the Enchantress in Asgard. So we even go to Asgard in this. So the funny story about this is the reason Enchantress is battling Dazzler is because they both auditioned for the same part, the same headline part in a disco.
Yeah.
And Enchantress won. And so, Dazzler won the gig. So Enchantress brings all her goons from Asgard to attack
you took my gig!
Dazzler because she got the gig that Enchantress wanted.
Last stand in Disco Land.
Okay, so you asked if Enchantress, you said Enchantress is one of her things.
Yep.
So,
rivals.
So there's 10 of these that I read, and it seems like she has, in 2 books, she has the same rival.
Okay.
So it's Enchantress as her same rival in both of those.
Okay.
But then in 2 books, she has a different rival. So
Dr. Doom?
Dr. Doom.
What?
Dr. Doom. In 2 and 4, she battles Dr. Doom.
3 and 4.
3 and 4. So there she was hanging out with the Avengers and the X-Men.
Right.
And here she's hanging out with Fantastic Four.
Of course.
She's with Fantastic Four, although, because Johnny Storm is pretty hot.
Yeah.
On that little piece.
Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't be?
But
look at that outfit.
She's not really interested. He's a little
sorry,
too...
Johnny.
He's a little too self-absorbed.
Not the right Inhuman for you, huh?
Yeah, so she's with Doom in these.
It's all right. You get Crystal later, Johnny.
So in the next one, it's a standalone, number 5.
Okay.
She's fighting against the Blue Shield.
Oh, I don't know anything about the Blue Shield.
And actually, she's not really fighting against the Blue Shield. She's looking for the Blue Shield because the Blue Shield is fighting crime. You can say that. You want but she's looking for the Blue Shield. It's where we find out who the Blue Shield is. And
well, I found out from Erod most of the ones from these. Well, this is early '80s. There were a lot of newsstands, so not super rare.
So that one, that's a single story.
Yep. Blue Shield.
But then in 6 and 7, she's fighting the same guy again, but not a villain. She's fighting the Hulk.
Oh, of course. I mean, you know, you got the battle with Dr. Doom and now the Hulk.
She's actually
Marvel was going all in on this.
They are.
This Dazzler.
She was actually trying to help the Hulk, and because Bruce Banner hulked out, and she was trying to protect the people from Hulk, but she was also trying to get Hulk to calm down, so that he could level up.
Like Black Widow?
Mm-hmm. Yep. She tried to sing to him.
Oh.
She sang to him.
Was that good?
So, sure. So then we go to the Hulk, and then we go to one more standalone.
I love it.
And in
what a great series. Hulk, Dr. Doom, Avengers, XMen,
this
Fantastic
one,
Four.
she's fighting the Tech Master.
Now, let me ask you this. When you said Fantastic Four, Avengers, XMen, was she actually part of the team?
No,
or were they just teaming up together?
This is the sad thing about Dazzler, okay?
She never quite finds her.
She really just wants to be a singer. But it seems like every gig she gets, and they barely pay her any money. In every episode, they show her a refrigerator, and she never has any food in her refrigerator.
Artist.
The reason why she is this small is because they never pay her for her. She never gets paid for
She's eating ramen noodles, isn't she?
She literally She literally has this one love interest, and anytime she's hungry, she's like, I wonder what he's doing. Just because she's hoping that he might take her to dinner.
Okay.
So that she can eat, because she never gets to eat.
But that's it, right? Just dinner, right?
That's it. So the sad thing about Dazzler, it really does hurt my heart, because she just wants to sing, but it seems like every gig she gets, a villain shows up. And so she has to choose whether or not she's going to help the audience to save them from the villain, or whether she's going to run. Of course, she never runs.
Of course. She's the Dazzler.
She never runs. But it always, when you say, like, is she teaming up with these guys? She's actually never teaming up with these guys. But if you go back to your first appearance.
XMen.
So the X-Men are looking for Dazzler here because they have found her on Cerebro.
Yes.
Because there are, I don't know who the bad guys are yet, because I haven't read X-Men, but I read the parts in here from Dazzler. There are bad guys trying to hunt down mutants. And so Claremont
had nothing else to write about.
Professor has looked for all of the mutants that they can get to, and they've discovered Dazzler. This is how Dazzler becomes acquainted with the X-Men and others. And
she was in a movie. She was in one of those movies that a lot of people like here, Dark Phoenix. I say that with sarcasm. We enjoyed it. It was okay.
It was good.
It was okay.
But I did think it was nice, being that this was her first appearance, that they put her
with the
in
X-Men.
there.
She was at the School of
like
Mutants.
a 3-second cameo.
Yeah.
Which,
she was the party entertainment.
Which I didn't love. I do think that she deserves her own.
Hey, she'll maybe one day. Maybe John Romita Jr., if you're out there watching, then I just say, hey, your vision will happen one day. Kevin Feige, make it happen.
Here's what I think. As I was reading, the episodes get darker and I know this would be hard to make happen.
Yeah.
But as I was reading it, I was thinking, this really reminds me of Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
And it really reminds me of help me out, the show we watch now that I have the comics of. I'm blanking. Katie Keene.
Oh, okay.
It really reminds me of that Katie Keene, Josie Pussycat show where they're both in New York trying to make their start.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be that thing. This could be a Disney Plus with the Dazzler.
Ooh, I like
trying to. What I didn't know is that's exactly what. That's the whole reason she started this, because she saw that going on. What did I say her name was? Alice?
Yeah.
Miss Alice Donenfeld. Yeah, I got that right. Miss Alice Donenfeld saw that Archie Comics was doing that and wanted Marvel to have their own. But I didn't know that, and I felt that. I felt that from reading it, and I didn't know that was her motive in creating that.
Look at you dorking out. See, everybody's like, hey, that Dazzler, that's just a throwaway character.
It's really not. It's really
She's
fun.
not.
And it could make a really good TV series. It could make a really good Disney Plus.
Yep.
And if you don't want it to look like Josie and the Pussycats and
Right.
Katie Keene,
Right.
I did read that.
Well, you got the mutant aspect of it, so.
Yes, I did read. That's true. Because that's a different kind of comic, because that's just people, and this is mutant.
Yep.
But I did read that later on in the comics, she changes her goal. She wants to become an actress.
Oh.
So if you didn't want to look like Josie and the Pussycats, you could do the actress. She actually moves to LA.
Yeah.
And pursues
She'd be a Star is Born.
She could, and actually that is one of the things that they say in the things. They're like, and a star is born.
Yeah.
But that's really cool.
I like
it gets a little darker. This is another
Ooh,
standalone. This is another standalone. She's fighting a no-name bad guy, but then she goes into this. She's fighting Quasar.
Oh, Quasar! Very another character we should do a crash course on. Very underrated and underappreciated.
I don't care for him in this comic.
Uh-oh.
I don't like him in this comic, but because of Quasar, she gets abducted by
Uh-oh. Galactus!
Galactus.
Holy smokes.
And this is my cliffhanger.
Does she become a herald? I think I remember
Is
this.
a herald what Silver Surfer was?
Yes.
Yes, she does.
Ah.
And that's my cliffhanger. She is right now in a black hole.
Oh.
Why is she in a black hole?
I don't know.
Because she projects light.
Oh. Dum, dum, dum.
It's really
Guess
sad.
I know what I gotta go on eBay and find.
I don't know what the cliffhanger is.
I got you, Lady Dorkery.
So I can see where all of these different crossovers would make it hard to make it a television show,
but Disney's got them all now.
but
They
the show
have
did it,
Doom.
though.
They have Galactus. They have them all.
I just mean though, you wouldn't want to bring in Tom Holland every time you wanted to do.
No.
But Shield did it. Shield was able to do it without the crossovers.
Yep.
And they can make Dazzler a lighter, younger, more right out of high school. Because she really is. She's right out of high school. That's the whole point, is that her father disowned her because she wouldn't go to college. They can make it a right out of high school.
So good.
And she could just be fighting... She could be fighting Kingpin-like characters.
Ooh.
Because she's trying to be on the scene of discos and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I want to say this series runs quite a ways. So, there's a lot that they can do with it. So, I love it.
I liked it a lot.
I can tell.
But
Very passionate.
Well, because now I want to see it.
Yes.
I want to see it on a screen.
Yes.
And dig in.
Yep. And we're going to upgrade, right? Should we upgrade?
I don't know. I really like that cover.
She's still passionate about what's going on.
There's just so many things I like about this.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I just love that we found a character that you can love that's outside the norm, and something that we can just keep going, keep reading into, and then who knows, maybe one day she'll come into the MCU. Is there anybody that you have thought of while you were reading who could play the Dazzler? I'll ask you that question.
Okay. No. I didn't think about it. I didn't love...
That's okay.
The person who... I didn't love the choice of who played her in...
Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix?
That's
okay. They'll find one. Who knows? Maybe me no names. I don't always like that either, because they're like, so-and-so should play, Keanu Reeves should play Moon Knight. Why does that have to be somebody like that? Let's make a new person, like Tom Holland. We didn't know who he was before Spider-Man, and look what great things he did. So maybe a no-name could be Dazzler that goes along with, hey, Dazzler's trying to make herself become a star.
You want to know something funny I don't like about these?
Uh-oh. What's that?
I'll do something very Lady Dorkery for you guys, since you're not used to seeing me so reserved. They have this way of doing art in this that I find super annoying. There's some shading they do.
Uh-oh.
I found one. They do it all the time. Why do they do this shading right here? It's so weird.
Under her boobs?
Under her boobs. It's all the time. It's so weird. But there's times when it's literally just black circles, around her chest. And it's the weirdest little drawings. It gets worse than that. Sometimes it's just a little black circle.
Huh.
And I find it so weird.
That's okay. All right.
As we've said before, art is hard.
Well, there we go. There's the first episode of our comic character crash course. I got another one I'm making you go after. Is Nova going to be next?
Yes, I've already started Nova.
Yes. So we'll go Nova.
Why don't you have to read them?
I'll read them too. So we're going to do that next. So look for that coming up.
This is because he's tired of me saying, can I read that? Can I read that? Can I read that? Can I read that?
So we love to dork. We have dorked out for almost 25 minutes here, Lady Dorkery. I think this has been fantastic.
I had no idea. I'm so sorry.
Fantastic. No, it's great. People see your passion.
I feel like we've been
feel
here for
your
5
dorkiness.
minutes. And I was wondering why you were rushing me.
I've not done anything. I love you. I love dorking out with you. And you guys,
Go dork yourself.
And be Dazzlers. Go be Dazzlers today. Be Dazzlers in this
show
world.
You a comic book
We all need
character. Shining, shimmering.